What's up, team? Welcome to the video. I just got done working out. I want to talk to you about this Instagram comment I just got. Yes, but Mike, do you ever have down and out, don't wanna and won't get out of bed days? Love your constant, though you're almost myth-like, grappling with jumping from great to even greater, ... So, whether or not I have days where I don't want to get out of bed isn't relevant. The answer is no. Recently, I'm lucky I don't. I have my own demons. I have my own issues. We all have our own demons. We all have our own issues. But what that reflects, and I'll email her privately, it's a woman I know. It was a very odd comment because she could have just wrote me. I haven't heard from her in a while. I used to try to emulate Gary Vaynerchuk's schedule. I used to try to schedule my day from 6 a.m. till midnight. I tried taking sleep down from 8 hours to 6 hours every single night. I tried packing every minute of my day with work, with productive tasks, and I failed miserably, repeatedly, and I felt awful about myself in the process. I've had periods in my life where I took things down a notch to Mike Matthews, who seemed like a peer, seemed like someone who, I know from knowing him, but even at the time when I didn't really know him personally, wake up at 6, works out, and then works all day, works 80 hours a week, has a very successful, beyond successful company, failed. Comparing yourself to anyone is the worst. It is the worst thing you can do. It's the worst thing you can do for your psyche. It's the worst thing you can do for your sense of self-worth, because even if you get there, what does that accomplish? Maybe you compare yourself to someone and you try to mimic what they're doing and you get there. Maybe your upside was way bigger than theirs. Or maybe you try to mimic them, but if you followed your own gut, your own intuition, your own path, you would have ended up in a better place, in a place that's better for you personally, in a place that's better for the world, and the things that you do could have and would have been different and better. You have to look at your own, and I'm actually not going to say the person's name who left the comment, but I'm not talking to her. I'm talking because I see this in big ways across many people, and like I said, including myself. You have to compare yourself to your previous self, to your current self, every single day. Take things one day at a time. Try to get better one day at a time in everything, in fitness, in self-improvement, in all aspects of life. Because that's all there is. Comparing yourself to other people is just the absolute worst. When you compare yourself to yourself, when you listen to your conscience, when you listen to your gut, when you notice how you feel after making certain decisions and try to avoid decisions that make you feel in a negative way, and try to gravitate towards decisions, even if they're hard decisions, that make you feel like you're doing the right thing and you're on the right path, that is what we should all be doing. And whether that is someone who is massively struggling with, I don't want to say depression because clinical depression, I'm not a psychologist, I can't talk about those things, but who's in a depressive state, all the way to someone who is quote unquote excelling at life or doing really well for themselves, continuing to compare yourself to your previous and current self and trying to get better and trying to progress towards the goals that you have noted are important to you in your life. That's all there is. Every single day I walk by a homeless person, many homeless people in Manhattan, and if I'm paying attention, every single time I feel a wrench in my gut. I feel a compression in my stomach. I feel like my intuition is telling me something, but I'm not sure what. But the fact that I just walked by and started thinking about the next thing wasn't the right decision there. And I don't know that giving money, in one-off situations, is necessarily the best play. I've actually thought about this a lot, and we're not going to go deep on that, but when I silence that voice and move on to the next thing, I feel bad. And that's a signal that I am doing something wrong in that situation. And I'm not going to compare myself to Bill Gates, who gives, I don't even know how many billions of dollars to philanthropy and to saving lives. I'm not going to compare myself to some idiot human being who I could compare myself to and feel better about myself, because that's not going to be productive either. I can only compare myself to myself, and I don't even, like, I'm going to tell a story now. I feel like I'm bragging. Hit the dislike button. Tonight, walking home from the gym, I went to Chipotle immediately post-workout. On my way to Chipotle, I saw this dude passed out on the street, on 14th Street, like sleeping on the sidewalk, which is common, but and I just like felt wrong about it. He had a sign, it said help, and I got 2 burritos instead of 1. I walked by, I just set a burrito next to him where he was sleeping and like kept moving, and I felt the opposite of whatever the feeling I always feel when I don't do anything. And again, on a macro level, is giving a Chipotle burrito to a homeless person, like when you feel like it and when you're super caffeinated, is that the optimal way? No, probably not. It's probably making a macro decision that X% of my income should go towards these places where I feel like they have the greatest impact and they're aligned with what I want them to be doing. But it's you versus you. I felt better. I knew that that was pushing me in the right direction. I knew that that was the correct decision for me to make right there. I felt good about myself. My conscience was aligned with my actions. And to do that in every situation is impossible. To work towards doing that in every situation is how I want to make up my life. And so to bring things full circle, myth-like? No, I'm not myth-like. And I will have days in the not so distant future, I'm sure, where the specific demons I struggle with will cause me to not want to get out of bed in the morning. Right now I'm lucky that that's not an issue, but it shouldn't matter, because I want you to think about whatever you're struggling with. And if you're struggling to get out of bed in the morning, then maybe taking one tiny step towards looking for the solution to that. And I don't know what that is. I can't speak for you. Maybe it's talking to someone. Maybe it's listening to yourself and how you feel after you make decisions and trying to do one little thing better in a 16-hour day. I don't know. I don't know the answer. But yeah, the answer is not looking at my Instagram post and feeling bad about yourself because I'm myth-like. Just like the answer for me isn't to try to mimic Gary Vee or Mike Matthews or Elon Musk's schedule. Thanks for watching. Smash the like button. I will see you guys tomorrow.